So we have a 2001 Cowboy Cadillac here. Pretty nice shape. It was a one owner. I'm working for the second owner. This truck came over from Wyoming. 7.3 Power Stroke. Don't get to see those much anymore. Well, I refuse to see them mainly because they get pretty butchered up these days. But this one's pretty clean. It's not all greasy, not leaking. It's been pretty well maintained, I'd say. It's got the hot air intake on it. That's a pretty good filter, but the problem is you're sucking all this hot air out, from under the hood here, and that's kind of defeats the purpose. Air density and all that. So the story is, we've got a misfire. He didn't he gave me a little bit of information, but of course, I need to look at it because he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, um, anyway, so we've got a misfire. So, the only thing I've done to it so far is I warmed it up. I got the oil temperature up so that I can do a contribution test because there's no power balance available for these. So, we have to do it that way and try to determine which cylinder is misfiring. So his complaint was blue smoke out the tailpipe. He didn't say anything about a misfire or a skip, but it's a solid misfire. So what I'm going to do now is we'll start it up. I'm going to check and see what we got going on in the crankcase there. I haven't done that yet to see, are we looking at a valve push rod issue, something like that, or are we looking at a compression issue, due to a piston maybe cracked or tatered out, broken ring or something going on there. So let's fire it up and find out here. Real clean inside too. This truck was well cared for. Sill plates aren't all tore up. Door panels are really nice. This was the truck back in the day. Set the parking brake here. Got the scan tool all vinned in so we can giddy up and go here. Well, I'm going to pull the oil fill cap off and see what we have happening. Well, she's shooting. Oh yeah, I can even feel it every time that cylinder hits. Drop her in gear. Give her a little stall here. Okay, so what we're going to do, I got it all vinned in. We're going to do a contribution test and see if it'll give us a cylinder ID here. And I think they're pretty accurate. So it won't tell us, it's cylinder number 3 when it's cylinder number 6. I hope it's on the left side. Less removal of crap to get at the valve cover. There's one of two things we can do here. I'm pretty sure it's not a valve issue because of the puffing out the. I could literally feel it on my hand every time that cylinder hit. We can go ahead and air test the cylinder though. We'll pull the glow plug out, and I have an adapter. I can make sure the valves are closed and air up the cylinder. Okay, so we have cylinder number 7. So that tells us that we have an issue with cylinder number 7. So what we'll do here is cylinder number 7 is in the back over here. Crap. We got some removal to do. We'll pull the AC compressor, lay it off to the side, cack hose, get the map sensor out of the way, and then we'll pop that valve cover off. And we'll make sure the valves are closed on that cylinder. We'll air it up, see where the air, see where the leakage is, and from that point, we'll pull the injector out, and then we'll stick our borescope down there and see if we can see anything in the cylinder, like a cracked piston, or I mean, I don't recall that these had an issue with that, but anything's possible. So the story on this truck is he bought the truck from the original owner, and in an attempt to fix this problem, this is all the coming from my mind, but the story that based on the story I got. So apparently the guy had injectors put in it to fix this problem. So and then after this kid bought it, he messed around with it a little bit, put a new turbo on it, thinking maybe the turbo's leaking and it's puking oil out, which there again, that's real obvious. You're going to have oil in the tailpipe. You can pop the downpipe off and it'll be full of oil. Um, you know, but it also had a misfire. So that's kind of a dead giveaway there. It's chugging, chuck, 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 chuck when it's running. You can hear it misfired. Uh, I kind of feel bad for the guy that sold it because, I mean, if you took it somewhere, if you bring this truck to me with a misfire, and say, hey, I want a set of injectors, I'm going to, diagnose the misfire, and I'm going to come back and tell you, hey, I don't think we need injectors. We have something else going on here. So whether the guy knew that or not, I mean, I don't know, but he wasted, based on the looks of this truck, it's been well cared for. I'm going to say there was probably, well, I know there was nothing wrong with the injectors. These things go 300, 400, 500,000 miles with good maintenance. And, I mean, you can run pond water through these freaking injectors practically, and, you can't hurt them, as compared to the generation, the G2 injectors and the 6.0 and the Max 4s. So, he probably wasted his money on that. And, these injectors aren't cheap. I did, I was told that they're stock nozzles, so, which is good. We don't need no hot rod crap on here to contend with. So, changed the turbo, got a new turbo on here. So, that's really all I know about it. I'm hoping best case scenario is it cracked the piston. We can put a piston, we can put a piston in it, maybe run a hone through the cylinder, and away we go. But if it got into the rings and the rings are broken and scored the cylinder wall up, then I mean, that's a whole different ball game there. Then we're going to have a different conversation. But right now, so what I'm going to do is pull that valve cover off, air test that cylinder through the glow plug with the valves closed, make sure we don't have a valve issue, look at the push rods, because I did run into one time, I think it was a 7.3, and it had a bad camshaft, and it had a misfire, on one of the cylinders, and I can't remember. And that, I guess the lifter was hop, skipping, and jumping on there, causing a misfire and not allowing the, I mean, either popping the valve. I don't know. I can't remember, but it was something really goofy like that. So we'll check that too and make sure. I don't think it's that. I think we're a little more serious than that. But pop the valve cover off, air test the cylinder. If we don't have any leakage out the intake or the exhaust, we'll go ahead and drain the oil rail, and it's up to operating temperature, so we'll drain that out of there, and then we'll pull that injector and stick our borescope down there and see what we can see. And if we can't determine, I mean, we should be able to, because there's something pretty serious going on with that cylinder, the way it's puffing out the oil fill cap. So I'll get going on that, and we'll see what we find out.